So, hello, Kabir. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking me, and thank you very much for inviting me as well. How about you? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And I'm so happy that you joined me today. So, it's been very long. We had conversation before, I think, right? So, as we are meeting for after very long period of time, so there are a lot of new people on my YouTube channel. So, can you introduce yourself for them, please?
Yeah, why not? For sure. I would like to introduce myself for your audience who do not know me. Well, my name is Kabir, and I'm joining you from Jharkhand. I have completed my graduation. As far as my hobbies are concerned, I love playing cricket as well as I love watching cricket, and that helped me to improve my English. That is why I mentioned it. Well, if you talk about my long-term goal, I want to do something unique, and I'm very sorry that I don't want to mention about it what it is exactly. If it is in my mind, so I won't disclose it, because before getting success I don't want to disclose it. So yeah, that's all about me shortly. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great to hear about you. So, as you said, like you follow cricket and you like watching cricket. So, are you following IPL nowadays?
Of course, man, I do follow, but unfortunately, I'm not able to enjoy each and every match, live. But yes, I go through Crickbuzz and live cricket score, who won the match and who played well. So every news update I do have, but I'm not able to enjoy every live moment.
Yeah, same here. Even though I don't have that much time to watch cricket for 3 hours and 4 hours like straight, so I
Hmm.
go on CrickBuzz and I try to watch the scores, like what happened. At last, maybe at 11, 11:15, I check the score and yeah, then I sleep. Okay. So yeah, I want to know about like Kabir about your spoken English journey. That why like you started your spoken English journey and why you thought of becoming a good speaker. Why it is important.
Okay, is that a question?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. See, why did I learn English? It is very simple question, and answer is very common for everyone. This language is very important in our life. If you want to grow in our country, if you want to come out from your house, so you have to know this language. We don't speak English at home, but we use many words that are in English. So here what we do, actually we frame those words, and this is called like we globally you have to that is spoken across the world everywhere. If you want to communicate with other people, you have to know. If you want to work for a company, you should know English. If you want to do something for yourself, suppose you want to start a because other people you for me, being a technically graduate, it was very crucial. Just I think 6 months before, I was not able to speak in English. And that was very tough moment and hard moment for me, because my friends, they were speaking English, although they were not very good at English, but I found they are much, much better than me. It was very embarrassing moment for me. And I was at home. I thought I have to improve my English as well. I was not an English medium student, so it was very tough. Once again, very tough task for me to improve my English. What I did, I thought if I try, I can do it. It will take time. And during COVID, I was at home, so somewhere I managed every day 1 or 2 hours initially to practice, and we didn't bother about mistake and all. We feel like what we know we should speak actually, and this was the plus point for us, that was confident. And that is how we started, and that is why we should learn English to communicate with each and every person across the world. This is the common language being spoken throughout the globe.
Yes, you are absolutely right. I couldn't agree more with you. So as you started your journey, so on which platform you started your journey? Like you used any platform when you started? Like, you started speaking from the first day onwards, or you used to talk to yourself? Like how was that?
See, I still remember my first day of my English speaking journey, what we did. I will share with you today. Uh, my friend and I decided we should do something to speak in English. So we promised each other that the first 10 days we will make a video for ourselves. That means I will make a video and I will send it to you, and you have to do the same thing. You shoot a video, maybe for 1 minute, but you just capture a video, you share it to me. I will check that out, I will give you the feedback. We did it the very first day. The script is still in my notebook. Whenever I open that notebook, I read that this was the first day of my English speaking journey. And I faced the camera. I spoke to my friend virtually. And I sent it to him. It was the first day, but again we could not continue for 10 days. After 2 days, we just stopped it, and then after that moment we started speaking with each other over phone call. We said, like, it is
Oh,
bit difficult now for us to face the camera and speak in English, so let's practice English with each other over phone call. And we started initially, yeah, 20 minutes maybe, the beginning, 15 to 20 minutes. And that time period gradually started, increasing, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 45, 45 to 1 hour, sometimes 1.5 hour. And we did it for a long, long, long period of time, more than 6 months. And we enjoyed the process. And that is, we never realized that when we become like fluent English speaker, people have started appreciating us, that you speak English very well. Then we said, okay, we have improved. We see the improvement.
okay. So that's how you started. So you were lucky to have a friend who wanted to learn English with you.
I would say
Unfortunately, like
yes.
I was not.
I would say
Because I
yes.
had no friends. My friends, they used to make fun of me always, that Ashutosh, why are you trying to become an Angrej, or like that's what they used to say. So I started my journey by myself, practicing on these platforms with the strangers. So don't you have any experience talking to strangers on platforms like Buddy Talk, Talk Now? There are several platforms like nowadays Speakify, Civi, Ace Fluency. Haven't you tried ever?
No, no. For learning purpose, I never tried any, English learning platforms. When I started my YouTube, I took subscription of Clappingo, though. Okay, that was just for my YouTube, and that also helped me to improve my English. I won't say that didn't help me, but it did. But I didn't take the subscription in order to improve my English there. And as you have told me that, my friends used to make fun of my English, there is a story with me as well that I would like to share with you. What happened when I was in college? When I was in second year, I guess. So there was a cultural festival in our college, and I was the anchor because I love speaking since my childhood, I would say. So I
Right.
was chosen as an anchor there, and I was presenting the function and all. What happened? I used a few English words, and those words, out of one or two words, were mispronounced by me because you are from UP, I'm from Jharkhand. There is a common accent between UP, Jharkhand, as well as Bihar. So we use
Right.
some word in a different way we pronounce. Okay. And I did the same thing. I mispronounced those words. I didn't bother about that. When we got back hostel and I was having dinner with them, they took advantage of that. They made fun of my that English. I realized that is embarrassing for me. They know that is why they are laughing at me. They didn't take that in a negative way, but I took that in a negative way. That no, they are making fun of me. This is not acceptable. I have to improve it. And I came back home. That was also in my list, that this is also the reason I have to improve my English. They made fun of my English. I will improve my English. That is how I started, and I improved my English as well.
Okay, so yeah, that's a great story. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Like they don't make fun of us. Basically, we are friends. So they do
In
it, and
between, I
sometimes we
forgot your
make fun of.
question. In between, I forgot your question. What was your question?
Yeah, question I asked you about like all those platforms where you practiced. Like I
Hmm.
practiced on
Hmm.
multiple platforms. Like I started my
Yeah.
journey from Buddy Talk, then Halo, and then Ace Fluency Clubhouse. Many platforms where I used to interact with
Hmm.
strangers because I like had no friends with whom like I can practice. So that's why I started practicing on those platforms. But you are not aware of
Okay.
those platforms till now. I think
No,
so.
I do aware of those applications you told me. S Fluency, I know very well. People use it in a wide range. People say it is very
Mhm.
beneficial for us. It is, but being a learner, I did not use that application or any other application to improve my English. Whenever I felt that I should practice with somebody, I called my friend, right? Let's talk to each other, and we just spoke about more than 1 hour madly. We didn't know what we
Exactly.
speak,
Like
but we did.
it's a hobby. Like some people, like I like interacting with the strangers a lot till now. Even though before talking to you, I had a conversation on application that is Speakify. Now like Civi, they provide 30 minutes every day for free. So nowadays I try to utilize those minutes because I like interacting with the strangers till now. So even though it's been 4 years, I have been practicing English. So
Mm,
that's but you like interacting with your friends rather than practicing with like a strangers, right? So it
yeah.
depends on a person to person. So like nowadays, Kabir, what do you do to enhance your English level? Still, you want to do something to make your English advance? Or I think like there is always room for improvement, and I believe in that.
Mm. Yes, of course. For sure. See, there is a time where you just complete your pronunciation class, you complete your accent class. So after that, you feel like if I want to improve my pronunciation more, you can't because you learned. You learned each and everything about your pronunciation. You learned the real accent, that is Indian accent. Well, if you learned the foreign accent, go ahead, no problem. One thing you can continue learning, that is learning new words and adding it in it in your language whenever you speak with other people, because synonyms are a lot there.
Mhm.
So if you want improve your vocabulary every day, learn slangs, idioms and phrases, try to use it. And sometimes whenever I feel like I should learn something, I have listed so many new words in my diary that I need to revise those words. When I open my diary, I get those words that yes, I have learned this word, but I'm not using it. Maybe I forgot this. So in this part I can improve it, and whenever I feel, I try to improve this part. Apart from that, if I get any special word that is very hard to pronounce or that is very challenging, I try to work on it. Otherwise these days I'm not working on my English, to be very honest.
Yeah, I can understand. It becomes tedious, of course, after like few years. That you're not like you think you like to improve, but at the same point of time, as you said, like when it comes to you have completed your accent journey or like pronunciation journey, then only like it depends like if you want to go forward with the words, vocabulary, and slang and idioms and phrases, so you can work on that. So and you are right. So how long it has been for you? You started your journey? How many years have you completed so
uh,
far?
Now I would say 3 years.
Oh, you're about to complete your three. You have completed your 3 years, right?
I would say I don't remember the exact date when I started, okay, but I would say about 3 years, yes, because I started in
Okay.
2021. It was
Yeah, but I am
2021
about
when
to
I
complete my
started.
4 years journey. I remember the exact date. I started on 29th April 2020. So after
Oh,
like, like almost 10 or 12 days, I'll be completing my 4 years on 29th April
so your
2024.
fourth anniversary is about to come. Are you planning
Exactly,
to
of course.
celebrate it?
No, not really. But of course, I want to improve myself as much as I can. And I like interacting with the strangers a lot, a lot. I try many applications. Yesterday, also, I downloaded one application that is real life English. There you can make video conversations with the people as well. So yesterday, I just used it for more than 1 hour actually. So I like it.
Wow,
Okay.
amazing.
So that's all about your spoken English journey. And what about like how's your experience talking to native speakers? Like when, before starting
Hmm.
your journey, was it your dream to have conversation with native speakers?
Of course, man. Of course. As I have told you, I took subscription of Clapping Go to, for my YouTube. I took one subscription of Camly as well, just to talk to native speakers, right? And I spoke with them. It was my first experience, and I learned a lot of things there. They don't know about grammar. They don't bother about mistake, and they don't worry about other things. They only worry about the conveying their message. If you are able to
Yeah, is
understand
your
me, it's
speech.
quite it's quite okay for me to speak in this particular language. I don't bother about my mistake, whether I speak the right sentence or wrong sentence. Is it grammatically correct? Is my pronunciation, their pronunciation is always correct because they have been speaking since their birth, so there is no problem with their pronunciation. But grammar, they make, I mean, thousands of mistakes, but they don't worry about it. We
Yeah,
Indian, we
exactly.
Indian are
That's
quite
what I
worried
have
about
watched
our mistakes.
in those videos. They don't go very much deep into technicalities of the language. They will only interrupt you when they will not be able to understand what are you saying. When they are
Mm,
not able to
yes,
understand your pronunciation, then they ask like again and again, like, what are you saying? Otherwise, they want to go in a flow of the conversation. That's what I have seen. But
exactly,
when it comes to
exactly.
Indian tutors, oh my God, like you'll get a lot of feedback, like in every single sentence sometimes, that they will interrupt
Yeah.
you 2 or 3 times that you're making mistakes with the verb,
That is why.
preposition, or like noun, everything.
That is why Indian learners are quite afraid. They are quite worried about their English speaking journey because they have been told that this is very tough. There are so many parts, segments here, here, and here you have to work. This is pronunciation mistake. This is grammar mistake. This is accent mistake, and you have to work one by one everywhere. They feel like this is a huge burden for me. I can't improve it. It will take long period of time. No, it's not possible for me, and they just give up. That is the only reason I would say. If they stop worrying about their these parts, I think they can improve it very easily. And it is a time taking process, and time will fly. They won't realize time will fly if they enjoy the process.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Even though when I train my students, I don't go very deep into the grammar and correcting them. I try to just
Hmm.
encourage them to speak as much as they can. They can just convey their messages. They can answer the question which I'm asking. Otherwise, they are afraid to speak even a single sentence. But it happens because that's why Indians are always afraid to make mistakes, because they want to
Yes,
speak when they will be able to speak 100% correctly. They want 100% accuracy in their speech, and
it
that's a
is
kind of
never ever
impossible thing, I
possible.
would say. Yeah, exactly. Even though it's there in your mind, if you have a lot of good structure, sentence structure, but it wouldn't come out from your mouth. It happens with me also. Sometimes I think a good a right in my mind, but it doesn't come out from my mouth in a right way.
Exactly. I agree. I agree with you. And this is the
So
reason
what do
that
you
we are
think,
not able to improve.
which technique is better to train people, like the native speakers do, like family people, or like Indian tutors?
Yes, like native speakers, I would say speak, practice. Don't focus about. Try to put across your thought.
Mhm.
That's enough.
So what
Your
about your
grammar,
students?
your
When you help your
pronunciation.
students, how do you do it? Do you tell them a lot of feedback about grammar specifically?
No, in a month, only 2 or 3 times I give them feedback. Okay, maybe after 10 or 15 days, I give them feedback. Initially, I just tell them if you want everyday feedback, you will feel bored and you will feel very awkward after 2 to 3 days. And it is also very difficult for me to giving everyday new feedback. It's not possible. Well, if you
Yeah, it's
if you
difficult to
do
give
it
new
after
feedback.
10 days, 15 days, you can see the change. You can see your confidence level, whether it is improved or not. So feedback is not every time important. Your consistency and regularity is very important.
Yeah, there is no need of giving feedback every day, what I feel, because a person
Hmm.
can't improve like overnight, right? if you told
Yeah.
something to work on yesterday, he wouldn't be able to work on that, like, yesterday night, and he will come to you in the morning and say, like, Kabir, sir, I improved everything, whatever you said yesterday. So that's not the case with this learning process. Uh, so I
Yeah.
always avoid, like, I don't want to go for the feedback. Sometimes when I feel like giving feedback or they ask for it, then I give them feedback that where they can work on. Or I always tell them, like, how am I working on my journey and how they can work on their journey. I say the same thing, like,
Mm,
there is always room for improvement, a lot of things to learn, but it depends on you, what kind of speaker you would like to be.
yeah. One more thing I would say, I would like to add that
Mhm,
as a learner, if I try to list my mistakes that I make
mhm.
while speaking, so there will be hardly, I'm saying maximum 20 mistakes that I repeat every day or every time while talking to other people. So if I list out those mistakes and I try to rectify, if I try to, correct those mistakes, whether it is grammar, pronunciation, or anything else, and after rectifying these 20 mistakes, I will find that I have improved more than 50% of my English. What
That's right.
happens? We know this is mistake. I know this is mistake I make every day. Despite knowing this, I make it tomorrow once again. This is my fault.
Right.
And the tutor is sitting in front of me. No, 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 Kabir, this is a mistake you made. Please improve it. I feel like, oh my God, I made one more mistake. But I don't know that I made the same mistake that yesterday I did.
Yes, of course. When you interact with multiple trainers, it happens that they will
Yeah.
tell you the same mistake again and again, but you're aware of that. It happens with me also. Sometimes I'm
Yeah.
aware that I make mistake with SNSS sound because I'm a Hindi speaker. People from North region, they make this mistake generally. And it's very difficult for me to work on that because when I speak in flow, I make that mistake, like generally.
Yes.
So, but when you interact
Mhm.
with a new trainer, always he will point out your lot of mistakes, and you feel, oh my God, like it's been 4 years until now, I'm not able to improve myself. So that's very difficult to digest, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with new
So
trainers,
okay.
what happens? One more thing is that, you know, each and every trainer gives you new feedback. So three trainers, three feedbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. You are absolutely right. 20
Yes.
trainers, 20 type of, like, feedback. And of course, you are
Yeah.
aware of, like, when you are into speaking for a very long period of time, you know all those things. But because
Yes.
they are new to you, because they are listening to you for the first time, so
Hmm.
somewhat as a trainer, it is their duty to give you feedback.
Yeah.
So they follow their duty, right? Yeah, so that's why
Exactly.
I like personal tutoring. When you interact with the same tutor for a very long period of time, he understands your mistake and he tells you, like, your repeated mistakes. Not like every day he's not going to come up with a new feedback. So it's very important to go for the
True.
personal tutoring with the same tutor for a long time. At least give them chance, or at least give yourself a chance to, like, interact with them for a long time. Then you will be better.
Agreed.
Yeah, okay.
Agreed.
So yeah, thank you so much. Many, many thanks to you, Kabir. It was really, I would say, insightful conversation. We discussed a lot of important things related to spoken English because all of these things are there in learners, like, mind always to know, like, how they can work on it and what is the reality of
Hmm.
that. So we discussed. So
Exactly.
thank you so much. Many, many thanks for your, like, wonderful answers. And it was really nice talking to you. Thanks for joining me today.
Same to you. Thank you very much for inviting me. You made my day. I'm very glad to talk to you after a long time. I wish you all the best. The way you teach and guide as much as you can, help them improve their English through social media, through personal, like, tutoring. You are doing great job. So don't stop doing it. Best of luck.
Oh, thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Oh, thank you so much. And bye. Take care. All the best to you
Bye
as well.
bye.